So now if anything were to break, you know, obviously the next point would be the blade itself, which is what we want. We want the blade to break, not other things. So we can. Happy Friday. So today we are getting this conveyor here ready. So one of our customers has a C2 wire chopping system with a turbo, and they wanted to have a shredder and a conveyor. So I'm going to show you the shredder as well. But the way we do these here is they have a hugging strip on the side, so it gives a little bit of a curl up on the sides here, and then we have brushes that slide into here, and there's a bottom tray with the sensor. So this here is the tray upside down, so this goes like this over there, and this here is where the sensor goes. So the sensor goes in here, and then you can see, like I said, everything is upside down here, but as the material level goes up, you can adjust the sensor to whatever level that you want in it. And these are the sensors, and they just screw into the bottom here. We have obviously the e-stop, but then we do this on most of our conveyors. We'll do there's a run stop, so it's a pause. So some people you know, they'll do this one, but really we want this to be a true e-stop. When this gets pushed in, everything stops. But in this case, we have a run stop. So if someone is wanting to inspect some material or pause the conveyor for any reason, they can just pause it. This here is going to be tied in automatically, so that when the granulator amps go up, the conveyor pauses and it doesn't overload the granulator. And then the shredder has or the bottom of the conveyor has a sensor, and when that bottom part gets filled up, then the shredder will pause. So the shredder is paused by the sensor in the belt. The belt is paused by the amps in the granulator, and everything runs beautifully. So right now we're doing some finishing touches on the shredder, putting the gearbox on it. But here it is. So this is only a 25 horsepower shredder, but it's got almost as much torque at the tip as our 200 horsepower. Actually, I believe it has more torque at the tip, so it's a lot of power in a small package. And here is one that we are refurbishing that came in. So this here is what it looks like inside, fully taken apart. And there's a new plate that's going to go in here for supporting the blades. So one thing that we found in our older models, that back plate wasn't strong enough, so when the blades the material would come up and around, you would end up if a blade broke, something got in there, it was strong enough to bend that back plate. So now we have this plate that goes over it that's covered, and it solidifies that whole thing. So this is the bar that goes across where the blades get attached to it, and it used to just be this. So this was the whole thing, and then the blade goes onto this. So if material came in and jammed up, you had a chance of this buckling. So now the way we build it is on the back side we have this plate, and it's got a bend in it, and then we have all these that slide in here for extra support. And if I can get in there, you get the idea. So there's a bunch of these going through, and this sits directly behind the blade holder, so it gives it support. It's all welded together, so it's extra strength there. So now we have that to where it's holding. So now if anything were to break, you know, obviously the next point would be the blade itself, which is what we want. We want the blade to break, not other things. So we can replace a blade, but replacing the blade holder is a lot harder. So you can see here, this is that back plate right here that goes on the back behind the blade. So you can see the blade sticking out behind there. So that there gives it strength. So just like this, and then the blade, you can imagine, is just on the bottom part of that. So yeah, much better with that setup. If this video was helpful, like, comment, subscribe. Any questions, let us know, and we'll catch you in the next one. Happy Friday.